Hello, thanks for being here. I am Owen Wanibu, also known as Coach Oweniko, host of Transforming Relationships with Emotional Intelligence and founder of Oweniko Consult. I'm honored to be your host today. I believe we can transform our relationships to live a happier, healthier, and more fulfilling lives. That is why we have created, tons of resources for you to help you improve in your relationships, knowing how important relationships are in our lives. Okay, in my previous episode, I talked about the value of relationships. So if you haven't listened to that, please locate that episode and listen to it. Relationships are very important in our lives, and it's your responsibility to build good relationships. If you want to live happier, you want to live healthier, and you want to live more fulfilling life. So all these materials we have put together, I've put a lot of materials together for you to help you improve in your relationships. And you can access those materials by subscribing to our site on at oweniko.club. If you go to oweniko.club, you will be able to subscribe and have access to these materials and the community we have built to help you. Whether you are a professional, you will find materials there that will help you make progress in your career and in the things you do. Whether you want to develop yourself as an individual, we have materials for personal development. If you're a parent, we have materials to help you, parent in parenting, help you, prepare your children for the future and also enjoy parenting. If you are single, we have also materials, put materials together to help you prepare to find the right person and get and build a good relationship, good marriage. So when you're also in marriage already, you're already committed and consuming marriage. We have materials there also to help you. So we have put things together. Make sure you take advantage of that. Go to oweniko.club and subscribe and build relationships that will help you live a better life. So take advantage of those resources there and the community we have built for you. Today's topic, I'll be talking about emotional intelligence. Don't forget, this podcast is on transforming relationships with emotional intelligence. What I've noticed is that when we use the term emotional intelligence, a lot of people count themselves out. And that's because maybe they don't really understand that expression. What does it mean? Maybe it's a technical term, too technical for some people. But if I'm to put it based on what I know it to mean, when we talk about emotional intelligence, we are talking about skills, to build good relationship. How do I build good relationship with myself, with my family, with my friends, in the society, in the community? So that's what emotional intelligence is about, if I'm to break it down in that simple way. Okay, so it's about learning how to build good relationships. And I believe that everyone should be interested in that, knowing how important relationships are in our lives. Like I said earlier on, if you have not listened to that podcast, the previous podcast I have on the value of relationships, please locate it. And I have on that podcast I explained so much on the value of relationships in our lives. So that expression of emotional intelligence was used first by two professors, Peter Salovey and John D. Mayer. They developed the theory of emotional intelligence in 1990. They published that. And according to that theory, they are saying that just as people have an extensive range of intellectual abilities, they also have a wide range of measurable emotional skills that influence their thoughts and action. Okay, so that was the theory they proposed in 1990 on emotional intelligence. And people like Daniel Goldman, gave it publicity. And today we have a lot of books, movie, and a lot of things that talk about emotional intelligence. But it's just about getting to understand yourself better, know how to manage yourself better, getting to recognize that you have to deal with other people, and also you need to know how to manage other people and manage your relationship with other people. So that's what emotional intelligence is really about. We may be looking at some definitions of some people of emotional intelligence, but I wouldn't want people to be alienated by the use of the expression emotional intelligence. It's about building good relationships, and I believe everyone should be interested in it. So today I just want to explain a little bit about that emotional intelligence. Remember, knowing that this podcast is about transforming relationship with emotional intelligence. So the framework of emotional intelligence, we will use it to show people or teach people, coach people on how to improve their relationships, build better relationship with themselves and the people around them. So people have defined emotional intelligence in various ways. And one of those popular definitions is the one from Daniel Goleman, which he gave in his book, Working with Emotional Intelligence, in 1998. He said that emotional intelligence refers to the capacity for recognizing our own feelings and those of others, for motivating ourselves, and for managing emotions well in ourselves and our relationships. Okay, so as you listen to or hear these definitions, it may not necessarily make so much sense to you if you are not in this, if you haven't had them before. That's why I explained earlier on that irrespective of how they they have constructed these definitions, what we are talking about when we talk about emotional intelligence is how to understand myself better, how to manage myself, how to recognize other people and build good relationship with people I relate with. Okay, so that's really what emotional intelligence is about. Also, there's an organization called the Institute for Social and Emotional Intelligence. They define social and emotional intelligence as the ability to be aware of your own emotions and those of others in the moment, and to use that information to manage ourselves and manage our relationships. Okay, so when we talk about emotional intelligence, we can equally extend it to what we say to add social and emotional intelligence. So, and when we add social to it, that means also relating to others. Whereas emotional intelligence is talking about how to manage myself and understand myself and manage myself. And social adds the other people you have to deal with. So sometimes we do put the two together. So whether it's said is put as social and emotional intelligence or just as emotional intelligence, we are still talking about how to build relationships with myself, better relationship with myself, understand myself better, manage myself better, and also build relationship with other people and manage my relationship with other people. So I hope that will clarify that expression, emotional intelligence, is nothing more complicated than that. It's just as simple as that. Ability, skills to build better relationships. Okay, so why should somebody be interested in that? Why is it such an interesting topic? And we talk about it almost everywhere, at home, in workplaces, in business settings. It has become a common expression in our world, which is why I'm still surprised when people tell me that really that expression they don't haven't heard of it before and they don't know what it means. So it's not something new really. It has been on for a while now. Like I said, it has been there even before Peter Salovey and John Mayer wrote about it in 1990. So the emotional intelligence has been there. It's just that people didn't put it in that frame of emotional intelligence. But what's the benefit of emotional intelligence? Why should they get your attention? Okay. So when we talk about that emotional intelligence, we are talking about how to build that better relationship with yourself, with the people around you, and what's the benefit of that to you. Yeah, so when you get to learn the skills of emotional intelligence, you become more self-aware. You get to understand yourself better. So one of the benefits of learning emotional intelligence or learning the skills, you become more self-aware. You you better manage yourself and the situations that you face in life. Okay, so it helps you manage yourself better and the situations of life better. Okay, if you learn the emotional intelligence skills, it makes you a happier person, right? A lot of people may not be happy, but maybe if they can improve in this area, you see that you become a happier person. So it helps you manage stress better. Okay, when you learn these skills, nothing may stress you really. And if you have found yourself in that situation that you're always stressed about things, it will be a good thing to learn. Okay, it helps you communicate more effectively if you learn these skills. It helps you to have, to empathize with others. People with positive emotions who have seen that they earn more. So some of you that may have listened to me some other places, you have ever explained how that's possible. Some of the things I've produced other places, I went into details on how, being emotionally intelligent can help you earn more. But that's not our topic today. I just want to focus on making sure we understand emotional intelligence and become familiar with the term emotional intelligence. Okay, so those are few benefits of emotional intelligence or improving your skills on emotional intelligence. So I quickly want to look at the framework, right? There's a lot of work that has gone on in this body of knowledge. And generally, we agree that emotional intelligence could be represented in 4 quadrants. Okay, so the quadrants, the first one talks about self-awareness. That means getting to know yourself, more about yourself. And then the second quadrant talks about self-management, right? You get to know yourself more, and then you can manage yourself better. Then the third quadrant talks about others or social awareness, which is why sometimes we call it social and emotional intelligence. Okay, so social awareness. And then the fourth quadrant talks about relationship management. Okay, so those are the main 4 quadrants of emotional intelligence. And under each of those quadrants, you get we teach on certain skills, certain capabilities, certain competencies under each of those quadrants. For instance, under the quadrant of self-awareness, you get things like emotional self-awareness. You talk about accurate self-assessment, personal power. All these are competencies that we help people improve on in each of those quadrants. Under the quadrant of self-management, we look at things like behavioral self-control. We look at things like achievement drive, resilience, stress management, personal agility, and things like that. Right. So under each of those quadrants, you do get other competencies that people can improve on. Okay, under the third quadrant, which is others awareness or social awareness, you have what we call maybe something like empathy. You have what we call situational organizational awareness or service orientation. Okay, those are competencies we can train people can learn and improve on. And then the fourth quadrant is an interesting one. We look at relationship management. And under relationship management, you talk about communication, interpersonal effectiveness. You look at conflict management. You look at inspirational leadership, building bonds, building trust, coaching and mentoring others. All those are skills under a relationship management, how we manage a relationship with other people. And each of these can be taught and learned. And this is the beauty of emotional intelligence. No matter at the level you are now, you can improve on it. You can learn. It can be taught. But you just have a special way of teaching it and a special way of learning. It's not just like the other learning we have done. Okay, and this is why sometimes people might find it challenging. Okay, but important thing there, emotional intelligence can be learned, and people can choose to learn and improve on it, and which is what we recommend. And to improve on your emotional intelligence skills starts with awareness, which is what we're doing here, creating awareness that people can improve on their relationship skills. It's not as given or as it is that people think, oh, this is the way I am, and then there's nothing I can do about it. Not exactly. if you give attention to this area of knowledge, you see that you can choose to be how you want to be. It's a choice, actually. Okay. So, why should you care about emotional intelligence? I mentioned a little bit earlier about the benefits of emotional intelligence. So, just in closing, in finishing off today's message or topic on understanding emotional intelligence, it's important that you understand why you should give it attention. Okay, and one of those reasons why you should give attention to understanding or improving your relationship skills is one. People with positive emotions, they earn more over the course of their lifetime. That's what studies research has shown, that when people have positive emotions, they do earn more. Like I said before, I have created some materials or products in this area where I talked in details about how that is possible. So when you get to subscribe at owenico.club, you will have access to some of those materials I've talked about earlier on. Okay, so those with positive emotions have been found to earn more over the course of their lives. The people with improved emotional intelligence, or people who are emotionally intelligent, they have improved performance, and they achieve more, right? So emotional intelligence can help you improve your performance and also achieve more. Yeah, so it helps you to be more creative and innovative in problem solving. Okay, it helps you in making better decisions. It helps you to, in being more flexible in your thought process. Okay, so it helps to improve your memory. Okay, people with people who are emotionally intelligent have more satisfying relationships, right? They whether it's to do with their family or with their spouse, they do have more satisfying relationships, which is one of the biggest challenge we have in the society today. How to get people to maintain relationships, good relationships. Okay, so and that's the whole essence of what we're doing here, to let people know that they can improve in this area of their skills. Okay, so people who are emotionally intelligent do enjoy more satisfying social networks. Yeah, a key factor in living longer, right? So you can see there's so much benefit to this body of knowledge. So that is why we believe that everyone can improve in this area, and we want to create that awareness that really you can improve in this area. Give it attention, invest in it, and you see that any investment you make in this area is well worth it. The reward is more than anything you may have invested to gain this or improve in this area of knowledge. So emotional intelligence is a knowledge that is out there. You can improve in your ability to build good relationships, and that's what emotional intelligence is about. Okay, whether you're a husband, wife, whether you're a student, whether you're a child, whether you're a professional, there's something for you in this area. Whether you're planning to get married as a single, or you just want to develop yourself, there's something. So you want to learn more about this. I want to learn more about how to improve your relationship skills. Subscribe to our platform. That's owenico.club. So thank you very much for listening. And I hope you put some of these things into practice. You can actually find out more. The knowledge, there's so much information out there about emotional intelligence. But for you to improve on that, you may need the support of someone who is trained to on how to teach people on how to improve on that, because the way you learn in this area, or you have to improve this skill, is different from the way we learn, like improving your ability to solve mathematical problems, right? So it's different type of learning, and this is why you may need the help of a professional in improving yourself in this area. So thank you again for listening, and remember that the good life is built with good relationships. Okay, so thank you, and see you next time. Bye.